Hello students, welcome in my class of Prime Educare and Complete Institution for JEE and NEET. Yes, myself Dr. Neeta Sharma again, your biology educator and guider. Any problem? Discuss with me, okay? So, now, today what we discuss? First of all, our chapter is reproduction in organisms. Yes. So, what happening in this chapter? Organisms means all the living beings are known as organisms. Okay? And reproduction means the process. It is a biological process in which parent gave birth to young ones. Yes, that's it. So, here today we only discuss about reproduction and its type and the various examples. Okay? So, finally, I'm going to start my slide. Yes, first of all, reproduction in organism, and the definition is here that reproduction, okay, reproduction in organism. First of all, I want to tell you one thing also, that there is a age, okay, there is a lifespan. Yes, what is the term lifespan means? First of all, when anyone birth till the death, that period, that time period is known as lifespan. Okay, here lifespan. So all clearly understand reproduction is a biological process, okay, giving birth only, that's it. But after birth to death, birth to death period, that known as lifespan. Okay, the period from birth to natural death, okay, that is known as lifespan, students. Now there is another thing, that there is an exception. Yes, we all living beings got natural death, but there is some exception. Exceptions means immortal amoeba. Yes, unicellular organisms show immortality. Yes, there is an exception, because unicellular show fission behavior, and by this process they give their life to their progeny, so they divide from their cell. Okay, so amoeba is dividing in a two daughter cells, so amoeba is immortal. There is no natural death or no death in amoeba or unicellular organisms. Yes, that's it, the factor. This factor is very important, and for exception, we called it immortal behavior, means no death. Yes, before death, they separated out into two daughter cells. So got it? Now, here is some example of lifespans. It means when there is a birth until natural death. The period is known as lifespan. I already tell you, but today I here giving you some examples of lifespans, means the age. First of all, elephant, there is a 60 to 70 year survive, 100-year age or lifespan of rose plant. Now, here 15 years for a dog. Yes, I have also dog. 2 to 4 years. My dog name is Lancy. Okay. Now, 2 to 4 years. Yes, banana tree, lifespan. And 20 to 25 year buffalo or a cat as we call. 400 year of banyan tree. Yes, very great lifespan. And here is the competitor. Yes, this tortoise 100 to 150 year, and even it crossed 200, 300, 500 ages also. And 30 year for horses, 60 year for crocodile, then 30 days for your flies, 1 to 2 weeks for your butterflies, 5 years for sparrow, 140 years, yes, star. 140 years for parrot. Yes, this is very important question. In some exams, there is one important question that tell lifespan of parrot. Yes, 140 years. Now, 3 to 7 months for grains, 15 years for crow. All this, the continuity of life on earth is achieved by the process of reproduction. So all this continuity that they give all the birds, that is known as reproduction. But students, I am talking here also about lifespan, which you already studied, that there is a different type of lifespans. So one fundamental thing I have to written here, that lifespan is different in different organisms. Okay, clear? Crow, parrot, elephant, rose plant have different type of lifespans. You clear that. Okay, but I also want to tell you that all the lifespans are also known as birth to natural death period. But exceptionally here, exceptionally, who is the immortal here, who don't give natural death, who doesn't have natural death? Example, yes, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, or we called unicellular organisms. Okay, students, now you got it. These are the characters of lifespan. No two organisms have same lifespan, they have different lifespan. Okay, different species, different lifespan. So exception is unicellular organism, and lifespans means birth to natural death period. Natural death period. Okay, clear. Now here we call again, what is reproduction? It is a biological process. I already tell you that from parent to offspring, parent gave birth to offspring or their young ones, that is known as reproduction. Okay, here it is. Reproduction means that whatever the genes parents have, they transfer these genes or character from one person to another. Yes, first of all, reproduction is a biological process. Second, that in reproduction, there is a transfer of a gene. Yes, genes transfer. Okay, genes transfer. So there is a character which parents have. They transfer this character from one generation to another. Okay, now simplifying, I have to tell you that there is a types of reproduction. Yes, students, there is a type of reproduction. First is asexual, second is sexual. Okay, asexual and sexual reproduction. So what is the difference between asexual and sexual? So I have to write here asexual and here sexual. Okay, so first of all, if you study in lower class very clearly that there is a hydra, one example is hydra, or I want to simplify that, I am taking here one example, amoeba. Okay, this is a single parent. Okay, number one means single parent. Amoeba is a single parent which gave birth by the help of fission and transfer into two daughter cell. Itself transfer into two daughter cells. So here clearly the example is amoeba, unicellular organisms which divide by two daughter cells from a single cell. Okay, single cell, single parent. So asexual reproduction or asexual reproduction is that process in which single parent gave birth to young ones. Yes, single parent give birth to young ones. Here, clear? Okay, asexual reproduction, it is a reproduction by single parent without formation of gametes. So there is no formation of gametes, only body divide and they form daughter cells. Definitely. So single parent can form daughter cells. They give to birth young ones. Now, there is a question. There is a very important question, students, that asexual reproduction you know, but all the organisms show asexual reproduction? No, no ma'am. Some organisms show sexual reproduction also. Okay, like human, mammals, fishes, plants, etc. etc. Okay, many complex organisms show sexual reproduction only. Okay, so finally for sexual reproduction we need two parents, one male and second female. So we need two type of gametes, one is male gamete and second is female gamete. Yes, so it is the reproduction in which two parents of opposite sex, one is male and one is female. Yes, we need two parents. Number is 2. Okay. One male parent, one female parent. Male parent contain male gamete. Female parent contain female gamete. They fuse. Okay. They fuse and form offspring. That is known as opposite sex involved with the formation and fusion of gametes. Yes, students, fusion of gametes. So, you clearly understand what I am going to tell you, that there is a two type of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction needs only single parent like unicellular organisms. Sexual reproduction needs two type of parents or two type of gamete which fuse and form offspring. Okay, clearly got it. Now, here we deeply understand what is asexual reproduction. Yes, so finally, offspring developed by asexual reproduction are exact copy of their parents. True. Yes, because you know a single parent characters transfer in offspring. Okay, single parent character transfer in a offspring. There is no two parents, only single parent character. So whatever the character parent have, they transfer in their offspring. So there is no differentiation, there is no variation, there is no transformation, there is a clone type of offspring form. Yes, I am saying here clone, exact Xerox copy. Okay, so genetically identical offspring form. So I am here tell you that if amoeba, here amoeba, unicellular organism gave birth to daughter cell, gave birth to two daughter cells, whatever the character have amoeba, they transfer into their daughter cell. But students, two daughter cell exactly look like amoeba only. Okay, there is no genetically different. Whatever the character the parents have, transfer in daughters. So exact copy, Xerox copy or clone is formed in asexual reproduction only. Okay. So that is known as, this term is known as clone. Whatever I am saying is single parent transfer their character from one parent to offspring. Clone is formed. Xerox copy is formed. Identical copy is formed. That's it. Now, asexual reproduction is common in unicellular organisms. Yes, I'm talking about amoeba, unicellular organism. In plants and in animal having simple organization, or exception is there if plants show asexual reproduction or animals show asexual reproduction, there is some exception that their body have to be very simple, no complex, have to be very simple. Simple plant and animal show asexual reproduction very easily. Okay, later on we discuss all this example very clearly. Okay, now binary fission. Yes, now there is a types of asexual reproduction. Here types of asexual reproduction means we have to cross all the varieties of asexual, how organisms divide, single parent divide and form daughter cells or an offspring. Here we call fusion. First of all, the best example is fusion, which is kingdom Monera, means bacteria kingdom, Protista. Protista kingdom contain amoeba, paramecium, euglena. Okay. So all this single cell organism kingdoms show binary fission, means single division, one cell divided into two daughter cells. This type of division that is known as binary fission, in which the cell divide in two halves. Okay, two halves. That is the binary fission, students. Now, very clean diagram here, that binary fission in amoeba, single cell dividing, forming a notch and divide into two separate daughter cells clearly. Okay, so this is a very good diagram for binary fissions. Now students, I am here that next example for asexual reproduction type is zoospore. Okay, zoospore. What is zoospores? Simply, in this, these are motile asexual spores of algae and fungi. Yes, fungus and algae show flagella on their body. Flagella on their body. This flagella help in locomotion. Okay, this flagella on algae or fungus show locomotion. Okay, for the help of locomotion. Flagella help in locomotion. Okay, now these spores are called zoospores, which also divide in the same binary fission pattern. So this is called zoospores. Okay students, zoospores. Now I am here in my next slide that budding system. Yes, in class 10th or 9th you already study Hydra. Hydra is the best example to study budding system. First of all, here I am showing a diagram, rough diagram of a Hydra. Hydra, which is a very simple organism of phylum Coelenterata. You clearly understand? Phylum Coelenterata example is Hydra. Hydra body is very simple. So yeah, now I am here that multicellular organism but simple body. Example Hydra. Okay? Example Hydra. Hydra show a bud or a outgrowth from its body. Okay, outside the body. Okay, so Hydra form bud outside the body and which detach. Lastly, it detach and form a separate adult. Okay, or a separate offspring. This bud detach and form a separate Hydra, little Hydra. This is known as a simple method for asexual reproduction or a single parent to offspring reproduction. This is known as budding system or a bud system. So let we further study here. In yeast, the cell division is unequal. Small buds are produced. Initially, these are attached to parent cell. Later, separate, develop into individual. In Hydra, small outgrowth form buds. Okay. Theory done. Now, first of all, I give you example of Hydra, already budding system, outgrowth, detach, offspring, produce. Now, what is yeast? Yeast, a very simple unicellular fungi. Diagram is here. Yeast. This parent cell show an outgrowth which later on detach and form again a fungus, yeast. This is also a budding system which happening in fungus, and this is also a budding system which happening in Coelenterata, example Hydra. Okay, now next we are what we are studying? We are studying asexual types. We studied already binary fission. Now we study zoospore and buds, budding system. Now later on we study conidia. Yes, students, what is conidia? These are asexual spores, again asexual spores of fungus generated by mitosis. Generated by mitosis. I'm here want to show one very good diagram to understand what is happening in conidia, how it forms. Okay. Now deeply, There is a fungus with nucleus, form a stalk, form a cap-like structure. This nucleus transfer in this stalk-like structure and multiply by the help of mitosis. By the help of mitosis. Okay, student, by the help of mitosis. Now this two nucleus also divide by the help of mitosis and form new nucleus. All this nucleus again form mitosis, show mitosis, and the chamber become full. And all this nucleus later on form a cell wall. Okay, form a cell wall. All this cell wall called conidia or conidiospores, or we called it spores. Okay, or we called it spores. This cap, after very enlarged portion inside, this cap burst and all the spores reach down and form another fungus. Yes, this is the method which is I am explaining for conidia. Okay, I am explaining very deeply here. Now, what is example? Penicillium. Yes, penicillium like fungus show this type of behavior. Okay, in which nucleus divide with the help of mitosis and later on cell wall form. All the spores burst out outside the fungus body and again form a new spore or fungus. This is the single parent example which I am giving here, asexual reproduction, conidia. Now, phyla Ascomyta, who already studied fungus, Ascomyta phylum. In this, conidia develop and these spores are known as, or a stalk-like body known as conidiophores. Okay, clear? Now, again, there is a Jamule method. Students, there is a Jamule method. What is Jamule? You know, phylum. No, just I want to ask one question. Then I introduce that. Tell me animal kingdom first phylum name. Yes, animal kingdom first phylum name in which Cycon or Euspongia is the examples. Yes, you got it. Yes, phylum Porifera. So phylum Porifera animals show Jamule method types of reproduction, asexual reproductions. Yes, students, these are the internal buds of freshwater sponges. Internal buds means in which this is the Jamule in which internally there are budding. There are cell to cell budding system happening in which this chamber open and all the buds remove, okay, or come outside the body. So this is the very good nature, very good process in a drought or a high temperature condition, that asexual reproduction happening in this type of conditions, internal body budding system, and after when favorable condition happens, this chamber burst and all the buds come outside the body. So this is known as Jamule method happening in Porifera phylum. Now, here we going to one full stop, that we are talking about asexual reproduction in animals. Yes, we discuss here all types of animals or a fungus, but students, remember, asexual reproduction happens in plant also. Plant also show this, but we called plants vegetative reproduction. Yes, vegetative reproduction or called asexual reproduction, but the preference is called in plants asexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction. Yes, don't call asexual reproduction in plants, call it vegetative reproduction in plants. This is the same, single parent gave birth to young ones, but in plants we called it vegetative reproduction, which is the same thing which happening in animals, asexual reproduction in animals. Okay, but for plants, term used vegetative reproduction. Okay, now asexual reproduction in plant is termed as vegetative reproduction. I already mentioned here. Naturally, it occurs by runner, rhizome, sucker, tuber, offset, bulb. Yes, these are all types of which are discussed in animals, binary fission, zoospores, budding, conidia, gemmus, all method you study in animals, asexual reproduction. But here we have to discuss in plants. So plants also have types. Runner, rhizome, sucker type, tuber, offset, bulb. So we have to discuss all these terms very deeply, students. Okay. So now here is a very beautiful diagram for a runner or a stolen process of vegetative reproduction in plants. Okay, same asexual reproduction. We need a single parent and it give birth to a young ones. But you know, in plants there is a parts of a plant which modified and form this type of offsprings. Yes, like modified root, modified stem or modified leaf. These are the part, or you can say that part of a plant which help in forming an offspring or a new plant. Okay. Now clearly understand what is runner. Runner is a modified stem. Okay. Runner is a modified stem which grow horizontally. Okay, which grow horizontally. Here, it is a slender stem. It is a slender stem that grow horizontally to ground. Yes, ground and the stem grow horizontally. Okay, horizontally to ground. Naturally, it cut off and separate develop into new individual. Naturally, it cut off by any damages or whatever. Naturally, it cut off. Okay, that stem part is cut off. Then it form a new plant. Okay, it have a capacity to grow roots and leaf or stems. So you have to clear that this is a stem naturally cut out, we not cut out, naturally it cut out or a break from somewhere. So wherever it is break, then it put in a soil, then again it form a root and stem and leaf. So further he develop, or this runner develop into a new plant. Now what is rhizome? Students, rhizome is also a modified stem. Yes, rhizome is a modified stem, but underground stem. Yes, you can't see this stem. This is an underground stem. Example, ginger. Yes, for a tea, ginger tea. Okay. Now, if a rhizome is separated into pieces, if you clearly separate rhizome into pieces, and each piece may be able to give a new plant or a new offspring. Very good. Okay, ginger and canna are the best example for this. Now, I'm changing that suckers. What do you mean by suckers? Sucker. This is a modified part of, it is a basal short root sprout, adventitious roots. Yes, we called it adventitious roots which come from outside, okay, outside the plant, and it form or manage into a new offspring. This is a suckers. Example, cherry or apples. Tuber. What do you mean by tuber? So we call tuber modified plant structure that are enlarged to store nutrients, or we called it underground stem. You see here, this is a plant, underground stem. Okay, underground stem which you can't see. It is modified into a part. It's like a potato. Okay, this stem modified and form potato. Now this potato, even you say in your kitchens that the oldest potato showing little bit buds on it. Okay, little bit buds on it, which is manages with leaves. So if you cut this part and burrow in soil, you form a new plant. Yes, this is a bud, beautiful in nature. So this is the best example of tuber. Okay, students. Now my next slide is offset. For offset, I want to discuss here very clearly that water hyacinth, yes, Icornia, which is called Jalkumbhi. This plant is the very dangerous plant, and this plant shows this type of behavior offset. Yes, offset is known as is a small virtually complete daughter plant. Okay, virtually complete daughter plant. You see here, this is a main plant and this is a small plant. Okay, showing beside it. So this small plant grow on this stem. Okay, on this stem. If this stem part cut, this new plant form a new organism. So now you have to clear that there is a stem. Offset is like a stem which show root and leaf. Okay, this is a stem. There is a root and a leaf. Again, there is a root and a leaf, root and a leaf. So all the part of offset show roots and leaf. So whatever the part cut because of water transportation or any damages, that part cut and form in a new plants. Yes. So that is the mother plant. Main plant is there and other part are cut. Then it form a new plant to new daughter cell. This is called offset. Example water hyacinth. Okay. Now what is bulb? We are coming to our last category, bulb. What is bulb? Bulb is a short stem with fleshy leaves or leaf bases. Yes. Here you see in onion there is a leaf, fleshy leaves, or we called short stem. When this part is cutted and put in a soil, they form new plants. Okay, students. So onion, garlic is the best example of bulb. Now you got it, all the processes of vegetative reproduction. Now we have to discuss here another topic which is related with terror of Bengal. Yes, water hyacinth. Listen students, you studied lifespan, reproduction definition, reproduction types, asexual reproduction in animals and vegetative reproduction in plants. You already studied all these topics. But now here we have to study one important plant separately. I am not talking about its reproduction. I am just talking about what is this plant. I am here for aquatic plant, water hyacinth, which is also known as Icornia, or in Hindi we call it Jalkumbhi. Yes, this plant is also known as terror of Bengal because it first introduced in India, in Bengal. Okay, students. Now, why we introduce or why foreigner, Englishman, England, okay, you know that fighting that war. So why this plant come to our in India? Because of beautiful flower and shape of leaf, very attractive plant, but very dangerous plant also, because when it grow in a water, wherever it grow, it show an excessive growth, excessive vegetative production, because its stem, you know, its stem contain root, leaf, root, leaf, root, leaf. If it cut in because of any further damages, it cuts, then it form in a new plants or a new offspring. So students, I am clearly saying this plant show vegetative reproduction, growth by vegetative reproduction, example offset, but because of rapid development or a rapid vegetative reproduction in a short period, this plant damages whole water. Okay, It rapidly reproduced by vegetative method offset in short period. It drains oxygen from water that lead to death of fishes. Yes, that's what I'm saying, that this plant have very dangerous process, that it doesn't form oxygen. It contain, it excrete out, okay, oxygen from water and release carbon dioxide, which is very dangerous because all the aquatic animals death because of short oxygen air. Okay, so this is the main thing which I'm telling you, that this is a water weed. Okay, water weed, water hyacinth, Icornia, water weed, terror of Bengal, very dangerous because it collect oxygen from all the aquatic area, and because of deficiency of oxygen, all the aquatic fishes death. This is the main thing. So this type of vegetative production is not good for our aquatic diversity. Yes, students. Now, sexual reproduction. So I'm here to introduce you sexual reproduction, but you have to think that what is sexual reproduction. I already tell about you that there is a two parents, we need two parents. If there is a question, okay, we got one question. Students, tell me that you are a complex organism. You are made up of two parents, okay? Their gametes, they fuse and you all are produced, okay? Is you are a copy of your parents, exact same copy? No, you have variation, you have complexity, you have variety. Yes, this is the process in which half DNA and half DNA from mother and father, they mix and they form a variation. That's why you are complex body structure. That's why sexual reproduction are the best offsprings for survivalness, because you get both survival capacity from your both parents. So you are more greater than your parents. Okay. So it involves the formation of male and female gamete in same individual or different individual. So what we say, that sexual reproduction happen in same organ also or a different sex organs also. Like example, there is a flower which contain male and female part. Combinedly, this is known as bisexual condition. Okay. So here pollen grain reaches to stigma and fertilize. So this is the organism, example China rose, in which the two reproductive organ contain in a same organism. So this is example of bisexual, and there is a different individuals, example human, male and female. So you know that in humans, male have male reproductive organ, female have female reproductive organ. They form inside their body their gametes, and then fusion of gamete occur and the offspring is formed. So this is known as unisexual organism. What we called it? Unisexual organism, students. So now you clear that it involves the formation of male gamete by bisexual or unisexual. The bisexual or unisexual is there. Now, all organisms reaches the stage of growth and maturity before they reproduce sexually. What is this? Now, I want to tell you that all the organisms, before reaching their maturity, they have to form their gametes. Okay. Now, there is a growth, there is a maturity, all this happening, okay, in the body. So one by one, we step by step clear all this. First of all, what is juvenile phase? Yes, And I want to ask one question also. Is sexual reproduction offspring are clone? No, because they get their both DNA from their parents. Okay, there are two parents, so we are in variation, we are in variety. So we are not clone. Got it? Now we start juvenile. What is juvenile phase? Students, juvenile phase means that period before maturity. Okay, it means like vegetative phase before flowering. Okay, yes, flowering is a sexual reproduction phase. Okay, in plants flowering is a sexual reproduction phase because male and female reproductive organ born. But before it, plant also show vegetative reproduction, because you know that in this terms you have to clear it out that uh, first of all, okay, I'm again okay here, that vegetative reproduction is that process in which single parent give birth to young ones and making an offspring. But when flower occur, then it is known as flowering stage, reproductive stage. Okay, students? So here juvenile phase is known as the period of growth to attain maturity is called juvenile, or it is called vegetative phase in plants. So now from here we are ending our class. Students, if you like video, please share, like and subscribe. Thank you. God bless you, students. Thank you.